Which pirate in this ride has killed over 400 people? Whoa, stay tuned to find out. Hey everybody, today we're talking about Pirates Caribbean, the murals in Pirates Caribbean. You know how you're walking along on the ride, you see them on the left-hand side, you see Barbossa and Captain Jack Sparrow and Ned Lowe. You're like, well, who are they? Well, I did a whole research. I found out they're real people and they were ruthless. So let me give you down some facts, the numbers. There are 8 people represented. 6 of them are real historical figures. 2 of them are fictional. There are 7 murals, and 5 of those murals were painted by Mark Davis. You know Mark Davis, the Disney Imagineer, the Legendeer, the guy, everything he did that's right. He painted 5 of them. Let's learn all about them. The first 2 murals that we're going to talk about are Captain Barbossa and Captain Jack Sparrow. Now they are fictional characters that were created for Pirates Caribbean movie. You know Barbossa, he likes apples, he's always eating apples. And Captain Jack Sparrow could be considerably the greatest pirate ever of all time, or the worst pirate. I mean, depends on your point of view, I guess. They're just fictional characters, and they added those murals later on after the original movie came out. But the other murals, they have been here since the very beginning. Let's talk about those other murals. The first mural I want to talk about is very special. There are 2 people in the mural, 2 female pirates. And they kind of are off in the corner. It's hard to see. When you're riding the ride and you go off the left-hand side, if you look at them, you can see them. They are Anne Bonny and Mary Read. And they were real pirates. Can you believe this? There are very few female pirates that have been recorded in history, and these are 2 of them. Sometimes in the history books, they have Mary Read's name. They have it as Mark Read because people couldn't believe it was a female, so they changed her name from Mary to Mark. But it really is Mary. Anne Bonny was born in 1657 in Ireland. What? Ireland. In 1700, she moved at that point to the Providence of North Carolina. It wasn't a state then, so it was just a Providence of North Carolina. There she got married, and her new husband took her down to Nassau and down in the Bahamas. Now Nassau at that time, that was like a huge haven for pirates. That's where all the pirates would go hang out. And that's where she was introduced to piracy. She wasn't a pirate before that point. But then when she met all these pirates, she's became very intrigued. When she's down in Nassau, she met this guy named Calico Jack Rackham, and he taught her to be a pirate. And she went on his ship and became a pirate. In fact, they ended up becoming lovers. What? She became a very notorious and bloodthirsty pirate. At the same time, she met Mary Read. Mary Read was born in 1685 in England. And when she was a very young age, her mom started dressing her up as a boy because she thought she'd get more inheritance that way. Then that didn't work out. Her mom says, keep dressing up as a boy. And she joined the army. She came in the army. Everybody thought she was a boy, but she wasn't. Mary was awesome. She ended up getting married with this guy that she really loved a lot. And then he ended up dying. When he died, she's like, that's it, I can't deal with this. And she moved down to the West Indies. And that's when she was introduced to piracy. She became a pirate and was doing lots of piratey things. Very, 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 stealing all kinds of things. She ended up meeting Anne Bonny, and they became very good friends. Well, guess what happened? Do you want to know what happened? Dun, dun, dun. They were convicted for piracy. Anne Bonny, Mary Read, and this guy named Calico Jack Rackham, all 3 of them were going to be hanged for piracy. But Mary Read and Anne Bonny came up with a plan. While they were in prison, they told their guards, hey, we're pregnant, you can't kill us. So they didn't kill him. They killed the Calico Jack Rackham because he wasn't obviously pregnant. But the 2 girls, they said it's okay. Here's what happened though. Mary Read really was pregnant, and she ended up passing away in childbirth. Now, Anne Bonny, nobody knows what happened to her. We cannot find a death certificate for her. Nobody knows. She ended up getting out of prison and then, poof, disappeared like a pirate. The next pirate we're going to talk about is Ned Lowe. Sometimes in the history books it's spelled L-O-W-E, but it's just L-O-W. Ned Lowe. Ned Lowe was born in 1690 in England, and he died in 1724. Ned Lowe was born into poverty, and he was a thief from a very young age. He would steal a lot. He had no problem breaking the law. He ended up getting married, and then when he got married, his wife got pregnant, and she passed away during childbirth. With that, he says, you know what? What else are you gonna do? I'm gonna become a pirate. And he became a captain of his pirate ship. He was bloodthirsty. He had a crew of 4 ships. In 3 years, he and his 4 ships, they ended up capturing over 100 other ships. And they mostly burned him and killed all the people. He's on Pirates Caribbean. He walks by and looks like a little cheery, happy guy. No, he was not. He's very bloodthirsty. Here's what happened to Ned Lowe. Is that he was put on a raft without any provisions, and his crew, his mutiny, and they set him out in the ocean. He's out there floating all by himself, presumed to die. But did he die? No, he did not die. A French ship found him. They rescued him. They're like, oh my gosh, there's a poor little sailor all by himself. They rescued him. But when they discovered out who he really was, they're like, oh my gosh, you're Ned Lowe, the vicious pirate. They ended up putting him on trial and they hanged him in 1724. I mean, do you think that when they rescued him, he's not trying to play it cool for a bit? Like, who are you? He's like, I'm Ned. Hi. My name's Ned. Ned Hi. Not Ned Lowe. It's Ned Hi. I mean, it's super cool. Like, Now, here's some really cool things about Ned Lowe that I find interesting. He had 3 pirate flags, and I think his 3 pirate flags are probably the 3 coolest pirate flags ever. The first one it was a skeleton holding a spear pointing at a heart that was dripping blood, and it was drinking out of a goblet. It was kind of copied off of Blackbeard's flag. His second flag that he had was just a black flag with a red skeleton, and people feared it. When they saw that skeleton, red skeleton, they knew it was Ned Lowe. They're like, he's gonna capture us, and he's gonna burn our ship and kill us all. He's crazy. He had another flag. It was a green silk flag with a man blowing a trumpet. He would put that flag up because he had like 3 or 4 ships always following him around. If that flag ever went up, that meant each of the little captains of those little smaller ships had to board his ship and have a meeting. You know, you couldn't just tweet it out back then. You couldn't like Instagram it. You had to like put a flag up. Meeting. The next mural we need to talk about is Charles Gibbs. Charles Gibbs. Now that wasn't his real name. His real name was James D. Jeffers. Now he was one of the very last people to be hanged for piracy in the 19th century. And he's probably the most bloodthirsty pirate of all time. It's estimated that he killed over 400 people, and then he would torture them. This guy was like brutally violent. Charles Gibbs was born in 1798 in America, and he ended up dying in 1831. Literally, like the last person to be killed for piracy like this. It was out of control. Now, when he was a pirate, he took a lot of joy in like torturing people. He would get other captains, and when he took over their ships, you know what he'd do? He'd cut off their arms. I don't know why. That's awful. I would have to say that that's disarming. Charles Gibbs was eventually arrested by the government and tried for murder and mutiny. They found him guilty in 1831, where they promptly hung him. After they hung him, they took his body down, cut off his head, took his skull, and displayed his skull in the General Society of Mechanics and Tradesmen at the museum in New York City. Why would they do that? I don't know. You know what? They probably did that. Probably was like, you know what? This will increase admission price. More people come to the museum. I'm sure that's probably something like to do that. Sensationalism. Probably when they go to the museum, like, what's the price per head? Hey guys, today's video, Jimmy's been helping us. Jimmy's from Critical Reviews. He's been helping us film, and he has something he wants to say.
Yes, if anybody here has been watching for a while, like I have, sharing and liking, that stuff is a free way to support the channel. However,
yes,
these guys have a Patreon.
We do.
And I am a proud Patreon supporter, and for as low as $3, a month, you can send in questions every week, and they will answer them. You can talk about Disney, you can ask about homework or existential life crises, all that stuff.
And Amanda and I will answer any of those questions every Sunday night.
Yeah, and you know what the best part is? If you are a brand new patron, they will pretend to hold you like a little Patreon baby. And you know what happens? When I asked my first question, they were live streaming, and they didn't hold me like a baby. So Chris has agreed to hold me like a baby right now. All right, so just go check out Patreon. Okay, ready? Here I go.
That's right, you get held like a baby. Jimmy, next question you tell us, we'll hold you like a baby on the Patreon Q&A. You gotta get help.
But either way, if you want to support these guys like I do, go check out Patreon. Tell Jimmy sent you.
You're the best. This next one is probably my very favorite. His name is Sir Henry Mainwaring. That's right, Sir, as in he was knighted. Check it out. Not only was he a pirate, he was also a lawyer, a soldier, a pirate, a politician who sat in the House of Commons. This guy, oh my gosh, can you believe it? He sat in that, that's like a senator, like here in the United States, but this is in England. From 1621 to 1622, he sat in the House of Commons. This guy basically did everything. He was born very affluent, had a lot of money. He graduated from college at the age of 15 because he was so smart with a law degree from Brasenose College at the University of Oxford. He then became a soldier at the age of 17, and then he became an author and was writing books. He's a pupil of John Davies of Hereford. That's the point when he says, you know what, I'm gonna become a pirate. He hadn't even served yet in the House of Commons. He's gonna become a pirate first, because you need to learn about like trade-faring laws, I suppose. Let me explain to you what he did. In 1610, at the age of 24, he was assigned by England to become a pirate hunter, and it was specifically to hunt the Spanish. He went down and he was very good at it. He hunted a bunch of Spanish pirates, killed them all. Then he decided, you know what? This is way more profitable to be a pirate. So he became a pirate. What? He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna hunt pirates anymore. I'm gonna become a pirate. And that's what he did. He then sailed to Canada, to Newfoundland, because that's what he felt was the best place to recruit pirates. And he did. He recruited a lot of pirates. And then he went out and did a bunch of piracy, like, stealing, drinking, getting their ear pierced for a buck, the huge. The Spanish feared him and the English feared him. Spain decided to offer him a pardon. They said, hey, will you come work for us and become a sailor for Spain, and we'll give you a pardon. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. When England heard about it, they're like, no. We'll give you a pardon. Come be part of us. He single-handedly stopped the war between England and Spain, because both of them were trying to give him pardons. He accepted both pardons, ended up going back to England, and came working in the House of Commons. There, he told the people, he's like, never, ever pardon pirates. They're very bad people. You shouldn't pardon me. I was a bad person. Don't ever pardon pirates. He even wrote a book on piracy and how to do it in 1618, because, why not? Mainwaring was knighted on March 20th on 1618. Like, he became a knight. That's why in front of his name on the mural, it says Sir. It's a title. This is so awesome. This guy is like awesome. Single-handedly stopping wars, going around, being a lawyer. That's probably where he learned to fleece people, to become a pirate. Eventually became a vice admiral in the Navy. But then the favor of England, they started not really, they're like, maybe we should have made a deal with a pirate, and they kicked him out and they sent him to France. They exiled him in France, where he died in poverty. He died in poverty on May 15, 1653. The next one is Sir Francis Verney. Now you notice his name also has a Sir in front of it, because that meant he was a nobleman. He was actually born into it. He didn't get it like Mainwaring, where he was knighted. But, oh my gosh, his story has so much drama. It would make the Kardashians be like, blush. Let's get into it. Sir Francis Verney, I'm not exactly sure. He was born on 1584 and died on September 6th of 1615. Now, when he was born, his mother had passed away. His father had remarried this lady, and her name was Mary Blakeney. Now, Mary Blakeney, she was a very powerful woman. She's always scheming. The second she got married, she made Francis marry his stepsister at the age of 15. What? She did that because she thought it would combine their wealth to make it more powerful. And then Mary went to his dad and had him rewrite the whole will. And she had Francis written out of the will. Says, you're not part of the will. Well, he went out to college, and when he became 18, he went back and challenged it in the court of law, saying, hey, this lady, his dad died, by the way, just throw that in there. So, hey, this lady kind of manipulated this whole will thing, took all my dad's money. Now that I'm 18, I don't get any money. And they went to court of law. It was a huge, masterful thing where they went back and forth at court of law. Bum, 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 bum. And guess what? He lost. When he lost, he's like, forget that. He sold all of his possessions, everything he had, and he ended up going down to Morocco, where he became a pirate. That's what you do. But what was very interesting, he converted and became a Muslim, but he was still a pirate. Sir Francis Verney was the most successful seafaring captain of all time, basically. This is crazy. And he had no shipping experience. When he became a pirate, he knew nothing about ships. He just walked on, he's like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and became a pirate, became a captain, and everybody believed him, they followed him, even though he had no idea what he was doing. Eventually he learned the ropes, of course, and became super successful. He wasn't incredibly violent, but he amassed a lot of treasure. Eventually his ship was captured by the Sicilian corsair, and they made him a galley slave. You know those people who row? He did that for 2 years. Well, an English Jesuit found him and says, hey, I took pity on him, and he says, I want that guy. And he says, I will release him and let him be free if he'll convert to Catholic and become a Catholic. And he's like, okay. So he converted and became a Catholic. At that point, he lived the rest of his life down to Italy, where he was preaching the gospel, kind of like a missionary. And he died in poverty, which is what you would do. Do you know how much it costs a pirate to get their ear pierced?
How much it costs? Well, I don't have mine pierced. You could ask Jack, he does crazy things.
Yeah, it's $1 an ear.
Oh, you're telling me a joke.
I tried.
That's actually a good one.
Is it a good one?
That is a good one. I'm impressed.
I tried. That's the best I can
And
do.
I'm not easily pleased.
And speaking of Buccaneer, we have brand new merchandise on sale.
Hello everyone, I'm Amanda Provost and we have exciting news. On our shop, everything is 20% off right now. Woohoo! Use code PPP Holiday to get 20% off. We have hoodies, we have shirts, we have socks, we have towels, we have pillows, we have mugs. Anything your little shopping heart desires, we have it. So go shopping. Bye. Thank you for supporting us.
Here are all the murals, guys. Check them out. Captain Jack Sparrow, Fictional, Ned Lowe. This guy killed over 400 people. What? Is he missing a finger? I think he is. This is the hardest mural to see. It's the two girls. It's way back there. And you got Anne and Mary together. Two notorious pirate women. Right there. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. This was a fan's request about the murals of Pirates of the Caribbean. I knew nothing about it. So glad to do the research. If you want me to do a video about some kind of weird, quirky thing about Disneyland, put it down in the comments down below. If I can do it, I will do a video for you. Yeah, put it down below. Oh, hit the subscribe button, you know that, and the like button. Favorite movie?
Hold on.
You can make that up. Armageddon. Did you just come up with that? I just came up with that.
Good. That was good. That was good.
What's a pirate's favorite car?
DTR.
Oh!
Range Rover.
Range. That doesn't work. That was bad, James. That was very bad.